So I'm joined today with Billy Smith. Billy, you're the Executive Director for the Alliance of Therapy Dogs here in Cheyenne. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So we're here today to talk about WyoGives, which is an exciting time for the state of Wyoming. It's the first of its kind for an online 24-hour day of giving taking place July 15th. I know so many nonprofits are super excited to be a part of it. How are you feeling about WyoGives?
I'm pretty excited about it too. I'm afraid I've missed a few emails, and I might need to go back and do a little bit of checking here and make sure I didn't miss something there to make sure that we're all in line there and in sync. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that too.
So let's talk a little about your organization. For those who are not familiar with the Alliance of Therapy Dogs here in Cheyenne, tell us a little bit about what you do or how you serve our community and perhaps how long you've been around.
Okay. I call us the best kept secret in Cheyenne. We have been in business for 30 years in Cheyenne, and we are nationwide, Puerto Rico and Canada. So we're not just a local nonprofit, we are nationwide, Puerto Rico and Canada. So we are the national office for this organization. Our founders lived here. Ann and Jack Buttrick founded the organization. July 1 of 1990 is when we were became a 501c3. So we ran more like a mom and pop operation out of Ann and Jack's house. Jack passed away in 92, so he was only with us for the first couple of years. And then I went and helped Ann with processing and that type of stuff from 92 to 98. It was in their home, and we grew very little. We grew very slowly at that time. We only had probably 12 to 1,500 members at that point in time. So in 98, unfortunately, Ann became very ill, and we went ahead and we took the business over from her, and we set it up more like a business. We put it in an office. We started with a full-time employee. We never had a full-time employee before. So we started with an employee. We went ahead and set us up in an office, and things just sort of at that point started taking off, and the board just continued to grow. Our original board was just out of Wyoming and Colorado. And because I was the one that answered the phone all the time, the first thing I wanted to see the board do when they took the organization over was add board members from other areas of the country, because what we do in Cheyenne, Wyoming is not what they do in Orlando, Florida. So we needed to have a wider board so that the board of directors could come in and meet once a year and all understand what was happening around the United States. So we started bringing in board members from all over. And as we did that, then we just continued to grow. So we've had a really nice slow growth. We used to be, when we moved out of Ann's home, we moved into the Executive Park Plaza Suites, which is over off of Lincoln Way, right behind what is now that auto store. So we were a little difficult to find back there. We purchased in 2008, we purchased our little house that's on the corner of 19th and Maury. And we've been there ever since in the house. So we are, thank goodness, paperless. Well, we say we're paperless, although we have a ton of paperwork that comes in all the time. But the office is basically paperless, and thank goodness, because we wouldn't have had anywhere to put all of the file cabinets that we would have needed at this point in time. So we support our members. Really, most of the costs for the organization is through administrative type costs. Our members do an annual renewal. They have to renew every year. So we operate off of our dues and our donations. And we also have started looking, just because it's become pretty evident that we need to start looking at more marketing. We did change our name for, in 2015, we were originally Therapy Dogs Incorporated. And in 2015, we changed our name to Alliance of Therapy Dogs because in the industry, there's another therapy dog organization called Therapy Dogs International Incorporated. So there was a lot of confusion in the industry as to which one we were. So because we were the younger organization, we went ahead and took it upon ourselves to go ahead and change our name at that time. So the our main purpose is to provide insurance for all the members that we have. They are covered under a liability policy that protects them and also protects the people that they go and visit. So for example, if a dog were to, God forbid, bite a person, then that claim would come in through the national office. And that would be, and it's primary policy. So it would be our responsibility to take care of that claim. So that's our main purpose, is to provide insurance for the teams as they're out there doing their therapy dog work. So we have what we call tester observers nationwide, Puerto Rico and Canada. And they are the people that are our eyes and ears out in the communities. They are the people who take the new teams through our registration process so that they can be certified with their dogs. So if you look at our website at www.therapydogs.com, you would click on join and you would click on become a member. And all the paperwork is in there that you're going to be looking at to become a new team. You do a background check, and then this paperwork you take to one of these tester observers. And that person is going to take you through a test, and then it's basically an obedience type test. It's to show temperament, good temperament and good basic obedience skills and good manners. Once that is passed, they're put on the national database. And from that point forward, they're covered under the insurance, and they renew every year after that. So we're constantly recruiting. We're trying to recruit because, as you know, any volunteer, anytime you're working with a volunteer organization, it's hard to keep volunteers on board, So we also have really high number of retired and older members, averaging between, our youngest we average usually between 65 to 80 in an age range. And these are people who have retired and now they've made therapy dog work their new full-time job. And it's wonderful because they have great little pets at home that are well behaved and they're loved to be loved. And so it gives everybody, an opportunity. Here in Cheyenne, we cover all the nursing homes. We cover the hospital. We cover both sides of CRMC. We do the VA hospital. We do the Boys and Girls Club. We do not do the school district right now. We did do the school district for 15 years, and then they decided to make a change. So we're in high hopes to be able to get back into the school district, eventually. When I retire here in the next few weeks, I would like to start what we call court dogs. And those are teams that work with CASA, and they work with kids who are called in to testify in court. So there's a lot of things that we do in Cheyenne. Gosh, we've done the same facilities I've been with the organization for 29 years. So I've done the same visits for 29 years. We do the assisted living facilities. We do PACE, which is attached. We do Davis Hospice. So our volunteer work in Cheyenne is pretty spread out. And when you get out on a more national basis, then the teams all do everything that we do here in Cheyenne. I also, there are two ladies and myself from Cheyenne who go to Denver once a month to do stress relief at the Denver airport. And so we have a huge number. I think we're up to 53 airports in the United States that we support therapy dog teams throughout those airports. And like I said, the most important thing is the insurance that we're covering all of those teams with. We also do stress relief out at LCCC during finals week. And that's always a really fun visit because those college kids are crazy. So we do stress relief at colleges, universities, and high schools nationwide. And during those finals weeks, we get hundreds of requests for teams. Sometimes in some areas, the teams can't keep up. They have so many requests to come and do stress relief for the kids. So there's a lot of different opportunities for people. I think they're not as, I don't want to say that Cheyenne isn't as supportive of the dog community as some of the other areas, but that's the only way that I can think of to explain it. We have a lot of farmers, ranchers, who here in our area, dogs should be working. They're working dogs, and we have an older community. So I often tell people, if you don't do it, you don't get it. If you don't go and do therapy work with your dog, then you're not quite getting the whole idea of what you're accomplishing by sharing your dog with someone else. So it's something that I feel is one of the most important things that I've ever done with my dogs. I've had 6 different dogs, 4 different breeds that I've worked with for the last 29 years, And it's really quality time. It's quality time that I get to spend with my dog. It's quality time that I get to spend with someone else who's enjoying petting my dog. There's very few people who are not dog friendly. There are a few, I have had people say, well, where's the cats? So we do have a few cat people out there too, but dogs and kids just automatically go together. So those programs with the kids are pretty easy to start. I think that I have probably only registered 3 or 4 teams here in Cheyenne in the last year. And when I get retired here in the next few weeks, I'm going to put some emphasis on recruiting here in Cheyenne, because I do feel that we do need some new teams coming in. Like I said, it's hard to work with volunteers because I have 3 very dedicated, devoted members who have been with us for several years, who all lost their dogs yesterday. So now I'm wondering, where am I going to come up with 3 more teams? So it's a very easy way to volunteer. We have visits during the day. We have a few evening visits. It's very inexpensive. You pay $40 to start. Your background check is $20, and then it's a $40 fee to get started. And then it's $30 a year. So where can you volunteer? Where can you spend your time that is that inexpensive? Plus get $5 million worth of liability insurance, that covers you. But for pet lovers, I think that we have a community that's very active in dog competition. We have a lot of people that are in trick dogs and nose work and barn hunt and those different types of things that are titles that you can earn through the American Kennel Club. So they also came up with titles for your therapy dogs now. So my Doberman that I've worked with now for 5 years, she has gone all the way up to distinguished therapy dog, which is as high as they can go. And that's 400 visits. So if you're a titles person, or you want to get some things with your dog and you like spending time with your dog and doing different things with it, then that's another thing that you can do. If you're a competitive type person, that you want to get those titles, because they're important too. So our community has a lot of opportunity out there and a lot of doors that aren't even open yet. You know, we have had the opportunity to go out in the community and go down to the plaza, down to the Friday night on the plaza. We've been invited downtown, and when they've done their I don't know what that little walk-through is, that we go to the stores and check out all the different stores. They stay open real late, you know, and we've gone in there and done stress relief at the stores and let all the people that are coming in to shop, you know, pet the dogs and talk about the dogs. So it's just so the range of what you can do with the dog doing therapy work anymore is just so widespread. There's opportunities out there that we're not even aware of yet. You know, so we're a pretty busy little place for a little white house on the corner with 4 full-time employees. Soon to be only 3 because I'm leaving.
So let's shift our focus back a little bit to WyoGives. And now more than ever, nonprofits throughout the state of Wyoming, especially given the COVID-19 crisis, need dollars and donations more than ever. So what would you like to say to the donors who currently support you, and maybe other potential donors who are thinking about donating to your program, and the importance of giving on July 15th?
Well, the most important thing that they're doing by donating to this particular organization is that they're supporting the people who are willing and able to go out and volunteer their time in so very, very many different venues. They're supporting future kids that are going to school. We have a scholarship that we try to give every year if we have enough money to do so. We try to put out a $10,000 scholarship every year for we have what we call junior handlers. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just for the junior handlers. Anybody who is a member, who is going to college or who is going to a trade school or something that, vet tech school, veterinarian school, something that deals with animal behavior, anything in the medical field, we try every year ourselves to do that scholarship. So as with any other business, there are always administrative costs. There's always a need to promote the business. So some of the funding could also go towards the materials that are needed to do that promotion and to do the continuing education that we need to do with our members, so that we make sure that they're following rules, regs, and policies. And we do a member seminar so that we can keep everybody on the same page and protect that insurance policy. So it's a great way to give back to the community that people haven't really even thought about. There's a lot of different ways that you can give back to the community, and there are a lot of different nonprofits, and this nonprofit can be involved with other nonprofits. I mean, we've also supported, things like the Alzheimer's Walk and the animal shelter. We've done their walks and so forth too. So we try as best we can here locally to support every other nonprofit in this community too. So the administrative costs are high. If there's monies that they want to direct to a specific thing, say they wanted to support our scholarship specifically, or they wanted to support our promotions, they can certainly identify the money for that too.
Well, Billy, it was great visiting with you. I hope that your organization does great on July 15th, and we wish you the best in your retirement.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to all of it.